Yo, how's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have another player review, and I will actually have two player reviews from this team. We will have Rodrigo in today's episode, and tomorrow morning we will have Kai Havertz. I've spent a fair bit of coins on Kai Havertz for my Road to Glory, so really excited to bring him to show you guys. But today we are focusing on Rodrigo, who looks really good, and I tried to get my hands on this card, but he was unfortunately extinct. They have upped his price range. He now settles for around 25 to 30,000 coins, depending on which console you are on. And we are going to be taking an in-depth review into this card today, because I think, to be honest, guys, he's one of the most talked about starter Premier League strikers, and he gets some really nice hybrid links as well. So if you enjoyed today's video, smash the like down below, subscribe for a lot more FIFA 21 content. Let's not waste any more time though, let's just get into it. Of 82 rated Rodrigo. Now Rodrigo, previous FIFAs, he's always had special versions. Whether that would be a team of the season, I do believe, whether that would be FUT birthday, he's had special cards, and a lot of people know about Rodrigo. Not only because he plays for Spain, but through FUT he is a very popular card. 82 rated striker. Spanish, obviously at Leeds now, a great signing for Leeds, obviously scored against Manchester City at the weekend. Few special cards to this card could be fantastic, but 91 pace, 79 shooting, 76 passing, 81 dribbling, 44 defending, 71 physical. The guy is 6 foot tall, high medium work rate, left footed, 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. So work rate's good, skill moves good, weak foot not the best, but he's got 90 acceleration, 91 sprint speed. Look at his shooting stats, they are decent to be honest. 83 attack positioning, 80 finishing, 82 shot power, 76 long shots, 77 volleys, 77 penalties. 81 vision is decent if you want him to be sort of someone who can link up the play. 77 crossing, 67 free kick accuracy, not really too bothered about, but 81 short pass, 58 long pass is shocking, and I did notice that in game. We'll talk more about that in a minute. 83 curve, 80 agility, 74 balance. Not the best. You can sort of picture already how this guy is going to play. He's going to be a tall striker, probably a bit harder to maneuver than the likes of maybe even a Richarlison, who we used the other day. 83 reactions, 82 ball control, 81 dribbling with 80 composure. So we spoke the other day, I think Mbappe's composure is only about 84, so comparing the two, not really too much of a difference. 80 heading accuracy with 77 jumping, 75 stamina, 69 strength, 68 aggression. Underwhelming strength and aggression stats there for me. Finesse shot trait, that is the only trait that he has which is relevant to us. So overall, he looks decent. He looks like a great starting option, but he's a pricey one. He is pricey, especially when you can get cards for a few thousand coins at the start of the game. This is the team we had him in. Played a 4-4-2. Instructions on Rodrigo were stay forward and get in behind in a 4-4-2, guys. So you can imagine how the rest of the team did actually get put out. But yeah, that is the team. That is the Rodrigo intro that we have done. Now let's get into the highlights that we did actually manage to get with this card in Division Rivals. And here we go then into the highlights. So we did manage to get with this 82 rated Rodrigo from Leeds. Now, Rodrigo, for me, I was streaming the games as always, and I was talking to the chat and I was thinking, you know, this Rodrigo, he didn't really impress me in the first game. It was the second game where he really did come alive, and you'll see in the background how he did so well in that game. But I think it probably was an adjustment period. After using Richarlison felt really smooth on the ball. I think Richarlison is a really good dribbler, similar sort of stature in game toward Rodrigo, but the difference between Rodrigo and Richarlison, I would say, is that Richarlison just feels a bit smoother on the ball, and obviously has the 5-star weak foot, which is a major improvement on Rodrigo's 3-star weak foot. But one thing that did make Rodrigo really nice was the pace. The pace for me, 90 acceleration, 91 sprint speed is exactly what you want from a striker at the start of the game, because you can limit the other attributes, maybe the weak foot, maybe the dribbling isn't as good as you would want it to be, but when you have pace up against poor defenders in this game, it is essential, and it just makes a guy like Rodrigo really effective in these early stages. And I think he will continue to be effective, but for how long, we will have to see. It will just depends. If you come up against the likes of Varane, Joe Gomez, I think Rodrigo could be limited, especially due to the weak foot, but the pace gives him a really nice sort of boost at the start of the game. Finishing for this card, I found the finishing to be superb. No doubt about the finishing. I think on his left foot, you can pretty much guarantee that the ball is going to go in the back of the net if you position him well, if you get the finesse shot, if you get a power shot. He will be able to do a really, really nice job for you up top, scoring you a lot of goals, and that's exactly, again, what you want. You need goals, and Rodrigo, he is clinical. I think that a lot of people will be looking for that clinical striker. I would say Rodrigo is like he's not a budget striker, he's almost that mid-tier sort of stage, and he will score you goals. He will score you goals at that level, and he is comparable to those sort of cards around him. He is expensive because of the Premier League tax. If this card was in La Liga, he would not be half of this price. That is the Premier League tax that you have to pay. And when you consider you can get a strong link to Adama Traore, no wonder, guys. That deadly duo, well, that duo is deadly. Positioning wise, movement wise with Rodrigo, I always felt like he was in the right position. I feel like the strikers we've used as of late have all had exceptional positioning and movement. Rodrigo, always in the right spot, always down the middle of the pitch. That's exactly where you want him, because I don't think Rodrigo is a wide player on this game. He's too tall to be a wide player. I prefer more agile players on the wing. Rodrigo down the middle, that's where you want him, and he does that. And that means his hold-up play is also great, because having him as your focal point means you can blast the ball into him. He can hold it up with his sort of physicality. Although his aggression and strength stats aren't that great, he's able to hold the ball up, pass it on to your teammates, and it just allows for easy build-up for goals in games. And I really, really did like that. I think the hold-up play, it seems to me, like at the start of FIFA 21, hold-up play is really, really important, and it just allows me to create and score a lot of goals. But look at that in the background. That is an absolute blaster of a shot. It is so, so powerful from Rodrigo, and he did a fantastic job at scoring so many goals for me. And not just like basic goals, really, really nice goals. Disadvantages for the card then, because there are going to be some. For 30,000 coins, I mean, you can't have it all perfect. The long passing, it wasn't great. It honestly wasn't great. I felt like sometimes there were times with Rodrigo, it felt like you would have the opportunity to play in maybe your second striker or your wingers. He wouldn't have that about him to play that ball into them. And especially on his right foot, the 3-star weak foot for the passing didn't seem too great. For the shooting, didn't seem great. So the weak foot, the long passing, it's not a great combination, and that's just one of the things that you have to accept when you're buying a card that maybe isn't one of the premium ones, maybe isn't one that you can use for months and months. But I think Rodrigo, he does offer a lot, and he offers a lot of goals, obviously, as you can see. Agility and balance. The agility is 80, balance 74. It's not ideal. It is not ideal. For a guy who is 6 foot, you expect that sort of balance, and the saving grace is his pace, because you don't often require him in those tight areas to really dribble his way out of place. You have other players that can do that. You just play the ball through to Rodrigo, he will put it in the back of the net. So he has limitations, but once you get to actually understand his limitations, they can become his strengths, because you can offer sort of different things with Rodrigo. So it is what it is with those weaknesses. It's just, you just have to get used to it anyway. Aggression, finally, for the downsides. And yeah, sometimes maybe he just doesn't go into the 50s when you would expect him to. But Rodrigo, he will be staying in my team, I do believe. Maybe we will upgrade him, because going from the sort of budget Premier League strikers to Rodrigo is a jump. And then going from Rodrigo to the likes of Aguero, to the likes of Timo Werner is an even bigger jump. So I think staying with Rodrigo, with a 4-star, 3-star, he will do a good job for you. And I think I would even feel confident going into FUT Champions with this card, because I know he will score me a lot of goals, and I can't really complain about that. As you can see, he's a clinical striker, one that you would work well in most teams, and his pace is really, really effective for counter-attacks. Just means that you can blast the ball up the pitch, you can get Rodrigo in, get your wingers in. He will be there, he's always in the right spot, and he will score you a lot of goals. So guys, hope you enjoyed today's review. Rodrigo for me, 4 games, 8 goals, 2 assists, 30,000 coins, gets an 8.7. As I say, it's not going to be the craziest ratings for a starter card, but you have to bear in mind, 8.7 is actually superb. Actually, at the start of the game, it's a really, really nice rating to get. So guys, once again, if you enjoyed it, smash a like down below, subscribe for a lot more FIFA 21 content. I'll see you all in the next one.